Have you ever met someone who made the world go silent? For just a moment everything stopped, the sounds, the movement, even your thoughts. It felt as if time folded in on itself, and all that remained was this magnetic pull between two souls. You could not explain it, you could only feel it. Deep, electric, familiar. Almost like the universe itself had planned it. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We would love to see how far this conversation is reaching. Sometimes life arranges these moments so quietly that you almost miss them. They do not arrive with fireworks or grand entrances. They appear in stillness, a glance, a sentence, a presence, and somehow you just know. You know something larger than coincidence is unfolding. You know this is not random. Have you ever wondered why certain people feel like you have known them forever, even though you just met? Why some connections leave an imprint that time cannot wash away? It is as if the universe pulls two stories together, not to entertain but to awaken. You see, the universe does not shout when it is speaking to your soul. It whispers. It guides you through intuition, through patterns, through strange timing that feels too perfect to be chance. You think about someone and they call. You dream about them, and the next day you see their name somewhere unexpected. You tell yourself it is just coincidence, but your soul knows better, because the truth is some people are not here by accident. They arrive with purpose. They show up as mirrors, reflecting parts of you that you had forgotten or avoided. They awaken emotions you buried long ago. They stir things inside you that logic cannot name. These are not just encounters. They are lessons disguised as love, challenges disguised as beauty, awakenings disguised as heartbreak. And if you have ever met someone who moved you without touching you, who spoke to your soul without saying much, then you know what I am talking about. It is not infatuation. It is recognition. You recognize something ancient, a memory your mind does not remember but your heart never forgot. That familiarity is not a mistake. It is alignment. It is the universe saying, you are ready now. When two souls meet at the right frequency, the energy feels calm, not chaotic. It does not demand, it simply exists. It does not confuse, it clarifies. And yet, even in that peace, it can be unsettling, because real connection has a strange way of pulling up everything that has been hidden. It shows you your strength, but also your fears. It brings light, but also shadow. You start to feel emotions that you cannot label. Joy mixed with fear, excitement mixed with pain. You begin to see the patterns in your own heart, how you chase, how you withdraw, how you protect yourself from what you crave most. To be seen. That is what these soul encounters do. They wake you up, and waking up is not always gentle. Sometimes it hurts. Have you ever noticed how the deepest connections are often the most uncomfortable ones? They stretch you. They challenge the walls you built. They make you face the truths you buried beneath survival and pride. Because real connection is not here to soothe your ego. It is here to evolve your soul. You might tell yourself you are falling in love with them, but in truth you are falling into yourself, the parts of you that had been asleep, neglected, or silenced. They make you remember what passion feels like, what vulnerability sounds like, what authenticity tastes like. They bring you back to life. But here is the twist no one tells you. The person who awakens you might not be the one who stays, and that hurts, does it not? Because you think if something feels that powerful, it must be meant to last forever. But forever is not the measure of truth. Transformation is, some souls come to stay, others come to shake. Both are sacred. Sometimes the most profound love stories are not built on longevity, but on impact. One conversation can change your direction. One connection can rewrite how you see yourself. One heartbreak can teach you more about love than a lifetime of comfort ever could. And yes, sometimes the pain that follows a deep connection feels unbearable. You ask, why would the universe let me meet someone like that only to take them away? But maybe the answer is not loss. Maybe it is completion. Maybe their purpose was never to walk beside you forever, but to hand you back to yourself, stronger, wiser, awake. Because here is the hidden truth. Pain is not proof that something went wrong. It is proof that something went deep. The people who touch your soul often bring your shadows to light. They make you confront what you have avoided. They make you realize that healing does not happen when you hide from your darkness, but when you face it with open eyes. That is why it burns. Not because it is wrong, but because your soul is expanding. Growth never feels gentle. Healing never feels like happiness in the beginning. It feels like chaos, loss, confusion, until it doesn't. Then one morning you wake up and something feels lighter. The ache has softened. The questions have quieted. You are not who you were before them. And that is the point. You stop blaming them for leaving and you start thanking them for arriving. You understand that not every story is meant to be a home. Some are meant to be a bridge, carrying you from who you were to who you are becoming. And that realization changes everything. You begin to love differently, not from desperation, not from emptiness, but from awareness. You stop chasing what you think will complete you and start attracting what resonates with your truth. Because the universe never gives you what you want. It gives you what you are. If you are lost in fear, you attract confusion. If you are anchored in peace, you attract clarity. If you are whole, you attract wholeness. That is why timing matters. The universe does not send your match when you are begging for love. It sends them when you are ready for truth. So if you are alone right now, if you are in that space between endings and beginnings, do not rush to fill the silence. Sit with it. Let it refine you. Because in that stillness, your energy is recalibrating. Your soul is preparing for what it truly deserves. And when you finally meet that person, it will not feel like a chase. It will feel like recognition again, but this time without fear. No overthinking, no anxiety, just peace. You will look at them and realize you are no longer searching for home because you have already built it within yourself. That is what true love feels like. Not chaos, but resonance. Not possession, but partnership. Two souls walking in alignment, not to complete each other, but to grow together. And even if they do not stay forever, you will not collapse this time. You will not lose yourself trying to hold on. You will smile, breathe, and whisper, "Thank you. You reminded me of who I am." Because love in its highest form is not about ownership. It is about evolution. Some people arrive to awaken you, some to heal you, some to teach you what you still need to learn. But every single one leaves a mark, a fingerprint, on your soul. That becomes part of your becoming. So the next time you meet someone, and the world slows down for a second, when you feel that unexplainable pull, do not rush to label it. Do not call it fate or fantasy. Just listen. Observe, let it be what it is, because maybe, just maybe, that moment is not about finding them. It is about finding you. And when you finally understand that, every encounter, no matter how brief, becomes sacred. You stop seeing people as random. You start seeing them as messages. Every connection becomes a whisper from the universe, guiding you closer to your truth. So tell me, has the universe ever sent someone into your life who changed everything, even if they did not stay? Someone who arrived like a spark, left like a storm, but somehow made you more alive than before. If someone came to mind just now, share your story in the comments. Tell us what they taught you, what they awakened in you. I read everyone because this right here is not just a video. It is a space for souls who are learning, healing, remembering. And if this message touched something inside you, if it made you pause, reflect, or feel a little less alone, do not keep it to yourself. Tap the like button, subscribe for more soul-deep conversations, and share this with someone who believes that the universe does not shout, it whispers. Maybe today it whispered through you.